We're just going to get straight into it. Hello and welcome to season 2, episode 2 of the Citizen Dane podcast and YouTube show, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Testifying to my right is my partner in love, or my co-D in love, I've said before. Anyway, H is here. Who's going to be doing a much better job from the end of the sentence of stopping me from chatting absolute stupidness and just rambling. But
What? Did my stomach go?
yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's all the Lindor chocolate balls I've eaten.
So H has been enjoying some Lind chocolate balls. Make of that what you will. They are a gift to be enjoyed.
Apparently they're full of lead.
They are apparently
so Instagram
full of lead.
Anyway.
If Instagram is to be believed, which in itself is problematic. We are subject to these stories on Instagram, which I think now, on reflection, has arrived at the point where now it has replaced traditional print media. You know, obviously you have newspapers like the National Enquirer, which you would never really not read.
Yeah.
I would read it anyway.
The National I don't even know what that is.
Well, the National Enquirer is like an American tabloid.
Okay.
But it's also, I think, in the vein of like newspapers where they report on like alien sightings and stuff. Well, not as bad as that, but yeah, they're just like mad celebrity focused. Anyway, I digress. That basically, obviously, there are several types of media that have now migrated onto Instagram, and a few times you must get a few of these stories and just think.
I get them on my browser. You know, when you like click to go. I think it's on Opera, and you click to search, and then it says like it's got like a little clickbait thumbnail. And
should I be like looking at you when you're talking? I should be doing that, right?
Yeah, I am here.
Please continue.
They just have like clickbait things, don't they? And it's like
madnesses.
Just some madness story, and then you click on it.
Some of the stories are AI.
Well,
what I'm trying to say is, if you are prepared to ignore the fact that there may be traces of lead in that chocolate, then I'm not going to press you, because obviously the need for nutrient replacement is constant when you are a mother. And I just want to talk about this real quickly at the top of this podcast, that by no means am I here to pontificate about taking care of children, nor being a mother or a woman, but what I have learned, I had to dwell on it for a while, so I'm like, am I just going to say something stupid about a woman and the definition of which and cancel this already?
No.
Okay, well, if you breastfeed, I just want to...
Or chest feed.
Or chest feed. That's the word I was looking for.
Breastfeed or chest feed.
If you breast or chest feed, then I just want to extend my empathy to you, because there's a very grueling experience for this family, for both mother and child, and from a visual standpoint. But I mean, people are dealing with much more difficult things, to say the least. But yeah, if you're able to replenish, I just think when I suppose the physical act of motherhood is depicted or described, I think there is a lot of there's a lot of silence, I think, about the ongoing issues that you deal with as a mother on a regular day, outside of whatever cultural or social or economic norms you have to follow to survive in your society. Like just the strain of having to take care of another human being and also your own body in order to perform that task even better, despite the fact that that task does take its toll on said body.
Mm-hmm.
It's madness. And so I want to extend my thanks for that. I understand. You just gotta have a chocolate ball every now and again.
You have to have some.
Yeah, I just feel like people do not understand that. And then when I recall like stories I've read about child slavery, where like slaves' mothers were forced to be like wet nurses and stuff, it's just
absolutely insane. It's
in every instance. It's like insanity. It's just the first of all, no reprise for these poor people who had to endure this shit, which I guess is a conversation that remains constantly stalled. But anyway, let me not ramble on about that yet. But yeah, it's just crazy that people are forced to be wet nurses. It's also massively admirable. People do that voluntarily as well.
Yeah.
So you get me?
It is crazy because it takes a toll on like all of your different like calcium levels, your bones, your teeth. That's why you get free dentistry for a year, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess you do.
But yeah, it is tiring.
It's very tiring and it's draining. I don't even think obviously it's draining you high hydrologically.
Hydrologically.
Maybe. Maybe I made it up.
Hydrologically. Do you want me to look it up?
Look it up, yeah. But just also want to have full transparency that I'm very tired because we are raising a child and I may have had some weed. Yeah. But not really though, because obviously there remains a controlled substance in the Democratic Free Republic or Free State of the United Kingdom.
In a way that relates to study. Oh, hydrologically.
Needs water in it, dehydrating.
The city is in a hydrologically sensitive location near the head of the valley. In a way that relates to the study of water on Earth, for example, where it is and how it is used. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a word anyway.
No, I know it's a word. It was just not. Wait, listen.
Anyway.
I am who I am. Okay.
We much on hydrologically.
No, we didn't. Because at least we know it's a word. And I chose to use that word.
Yes.
It's a very verbose use of the word in this sentence and podcast. But like I said,
here we are.
Here we are. Speaking of complexities and people who are known to be highly intelligent in their use of vocabulary, Donald Trump had his inauguration today and has now been sworn in as the 47th president of the United States of America. He is back. The sequel.
Daddy is back.
Daddy is back.
Did you see that
is
video?
A quote from a black Republican that made that comment on TV. And I just think that at this point, words fail me, not even on the Trump inauguration part, but to be a grown man and to say something, it really, really, I just think that speaking personally, there's almost like when you obviously are hearing anecdotal depictions of slavery and Jim Crow, and then you contemplate some of the nomenclature that's come out of that period, and when we talk about people, and the idea of not all skin folk being kinfolk, it's obviously you almost take, because of the privilege you have now, you almost take it for granted that like even when you display reverence, even verbally, performing as a black creative, for example, just how many people had to sacrifice for you to even be in that position. And to think that even today, people are speaking the way that harks back to such a period ago where just, I don't know how to put it, I just think that you hear ideas about people being sellouts and tap dancing and stuff like that as well. And then, especially in America, and it's almost hard to imagine when you see the kind of social and socially progressive strides that African Americans have made, and how significant and influential that is in the world, and how it was just as recently as 5 years ago. Just to see that change for me is just kind of jaw dropping, and I guess that Trump's inauguration crystallizes a time in America where we've seen what I would say is like a pendulum swing in sentiment in the space of merely 5 years. Yeah. And I guess that all is epitomized by his re-election.
Probably even less than 5 years, because I swear people were still saying fuck Trump even after he left office. And when all this stuff happened with his like criminal cases and stuff, I swear people were still saying that. It feels like, you know, like all these celebrities who are now endorsing him, for example, that's all been really recent. And I think it's all part of this like weird tech funded, you know, I think it was Carol Codwell that said broligarchy,
yes.
Which is a perfect word for it really, because it's like all this club of like fucking loser men.
Or some journalists have colloquially referred to it as revenge of the nerds.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And obviously, a lot of the tech CEOs and tech billionaires, from Elon Musk on down to your Zuckerbergs and your Peter Thiels, et al., your Vivek Ramaswamy's, they are seeing more than anything that Donald Trump's key for all of his controversial narratives, what is a key cornerstone of his administration is that he makes rich people richer and is about tax breaks and
dream, isn't it?
Right, and this is the thing. As I said before, it was in the last season. Donald Trump is the most honest representation of America.
Exactly.
If there's anybody who is in the dark about the true nature of America and its foundation, then they need to look at Donald Trump.
Have you seen the new TikTok ban thing and the message that comes up on TikTok?
Yeah.
On the weekend, was saying like, we'll be back. So I don't quite remember exactly what it said, but it was like, we'll be back. President Trump's in on Monday, and he's going to basically like lift the ban.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't remember who it was. It might have been the AOC was talking about it by saying like, people are saying don't download. People are saying they don't want TikTok because they don't want the Chinese to have their data, but can't they see that before Trump's even come in, TikTok and Trump have been doing some kind of deal? So, like, TikTok's still working for one power.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be the Chinese, but it's definitely the US government in this case by Trump allowing it back into the country. Do you know what I mean?
Yes and no, but obviously it's in their interest to be able to have access to an American market that exists, and maybe to the extent whereby they've reached the point of being prepared to sell it or 50% of a stake in it, and there's probably a financial interest in there for Donald Trump as well, that if they do sell 50% of their stake in it for them to operate in America, whichever company is able to appropriate that capital or is it planning to do so, I'm sure Donald Trump got a little thing from there with his campaign donate. This is all speculation.
Yeah.
Because to be quite honest, afraid is partially the word I would use. But
who's afraid?
Myself.
Of TikTok reprisals.
Well, I don't know TikTok reprisals, but if you want to enter America,
I see.
And tech bros are involved in determining policy, and there's a very incumbent, staunch anti-immigration policy.
Mm-hmm.
People do be like, "Hey, this you on YouTube? Get the fuck out of here, son."
Yeah, so, I see.
But no, not really that. But also just the fact that like Donald Trump's inauguration has for some reason taken place behind closed doors this time. He's been, instead of being sworn in, but then that could be down to the fact that the last time he was inaugurated, that there wasn't that many people there. And
exactly. They can all fit in more room this time.
Then they inflated the numbers of attendees, and then people saw it was. So as much as that we can be like, he's doing something very shady, he also is doing something to save himself from embarrassment, potentially, like any normal president would. Because while I could definitely describe myself as being somebody who is not the biggest supporter of Donald Trump, in terms of the moral criticisms of Donald Trump, what I've seen from a lot of world leaders in very recent times, I wouldn't say that everybody's that far off to be isolating on one particular person. And that is even more evident, I believe, because of the people that voted for him, which, includes, among many other people, it very much pains me to say, Calvin Brodus, aka the Snoop Lion, aka
Snoop Dogg.
the double jizzle.
I know. I'm actually super disappointed by that. But as you said the other day to me, the first red flag was being the American mascot at the Olympic Games, and you're right.
So, Uncle Snoop, how do we broach this conversation? I've always loved, like, Doggy Style came out when I was just starting secondary school, and it just it was like a meteor hitting me in terms of like his approach to music. Basically, Snoop is obviously a Hall of Famer, and that album as well. And Snoop Dogg has had one of the most prolific and enduring careers in hip hop, and I would say
He's also like a fucking icon, isn't he? He's
and
like an
has
absolute icon, aside from all that.
reached a status of being of being an icon in ways that probably open up doors in so many different ways to the culture. Now, the thing is, on top of that, which makes it even more puzzling and sad, is that what Snoop Dogg is also known for is being very vocal about his disdain for Donald Trump and his ideology, and yet was an invitee to Donald Trump's inauguration ball. However, or one of the balls.
Did he perform or something? It was the crypto ball, I think he did on Saturday.
The crypto ball, which from when it's crypto, here's how we put the pieces together, yeah. So I've seen in news that Donald Trump now has a meme-based cryptocurrency of his own.
Sorry to cut you, but Melania also has one as well.
That's
crazy. Why did she need a
tech bros are being immediately? Why not?
Well, you go on because I think you're going to explain why.
Well, why not? Because obviously, by having your own cryptocurrency, you're able to have people basically give you free money based on the movement of this. And if you have the right billionaire tech CEOs advising you, then you can probably have a meme coin like Donald Trump now has and be able to have people own that because it can be used as currency to trade for Bitcoin and trade with cryptocurrency. And you could do that to the tune of 25 billion, apparently.
All right. I don't know much about Bitcoins or anything to do with that kind of world, yeah? Why is it called a meme coin?
Because the...
what's a meme got to do with it?
Because it's like a NFT, which is like the image of which it's like a data image that he owns in terms of his likeness.
Okay.
Which is just
this stuff here, it goes completely out of my realm of
It's basically a stock that's named after Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
And it can be used to trade for other stock.
Okay,
but it works in the same stock exchange that its value is direct to a portion to who has a share of it. But the difference between Bitcoin and why it's become as popular more than trading stocks is that historically, because there has no owner, where you're trading in stocks to exchange for money is owned by central banks and there are people that can control that flow. Whereas Bitcoin is essentially democratic and everyone can own as much Bitcoin as they want.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why it's supposed to be an effective trading tool. But obviously, like a stock, however, though, in the world, how the world has existed up until now, which is the point we're in now, is that normally in Bitcoin, you can only realize the value of it if you exchange it for money or for a Bitcoin that maybe people accept, depending on what you're trading.
So anyone can create a Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Oh.
Theoretically, but it's got to be backed by like people. There will be the base currency of Bitcoin itself that's used to buy these other currencies.
Okay.
But the value of that it depends on it's supposed to depend on the will of how people decide to determine its value, and that's why it's supposed to be effective of celebrities and stuff having currency, because it's like, well, if you like me as a celebrity, buy my currency, and by that changing in values. And people maybe being like on the ground floor for it, so popularity increases. They make a lot of money in theory, but obviously, like the stock, money is, you have to trade it for money for it to work in the real world. Or if loads of people buy it, then the value of it will decrease. Or if it's not being traded for any particular reason, or there's no reason for it. So so this hot tour girl.
Yeah.
So she had her own meme coin, I think. And I think she was having it set up for her by the Paul brothers. But it apparently turns out...
as in Logan and Jake, who also attended Trump's inauguration.
Not surprised there.
Yeah.
Because
alongside
they also really
Mandy's favourite Irish person, Conor McGregor.
Apparently they also receive like tech money. Conor McGregor being invited to attend. I mean, I'm not sure how you interpret that. The thing about Donald Trump is that even if you are somebody who does not believe in Donald Trump's convictions and crimes and civil cases he has also been found culpable of, are you not slightly unnerved by the fact that his attendees include people who have also just received a civil case about sexual assault?
I'm not surprised.
I'm surprised.
Feather.
Well, or a leg now these days. What is truth? What is truth, man? Because if you were to believe how people postulated, there'd be no way this man would be able to be president again.
Yeah.
And now he is. So there you go.
Here we are.
If you put money on that, but then again, if you are a billionaire and your friend is the richest man in the world and he wants you to become a president in a country where people watch the almighty dollar, then that's probably going to happen, whoever you are. Because as much as people would like to think, oh, Bill Clinton or any other Democratic nominee like Kamala Harris or Barack Obama are nice people. Now, they had big money behind them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so the idea, I guess, is that money means you're the best person for the job, even if you've been bankrupt 6 times. So it is what it is. But I'm sure that Snoop Dogg knows all of this, is the point.
Yeah.
But Snoop Dogg is a man who, I guess, has a lot of mouths to feed, has to take care of himself, is maybe more than aware of the way the wind is blowing in terms of access to healthcare. Who knows?
I think he's also quite prolific in just chasing the check, isn't he?
He is prolific in chasing the check. And, again, you could argue that he has come from very humble beginnings and hasn't forgotten that. And also, tax has to be paid. And also...
Wasn't he in a Bollywood movie once?
I believe he's in a Bollywood movie.
Just the end of it.
On reflection, when he was at Glastonbury with Tiny Temper singing Pass Out, or did Pass Out, there's a remix.
Yeah.
He never met that brother. And that was very
Yeah,
clear.
remember we rewatched it recently?
Yeah, he had no idea who Tiny Temper was. He was like, all right, youngin'. You got a lot of energy.
Something.
Yeah, he was like Stridey Tim Simpsons. It's a pleasure. But then he also did a song with like a K-pop artist as well.
Oh,
and he's done a Bollywood song as well. And for me, as we discussed, like, I don't really see the point of me going to some tirade about Snoop Dogg here, because Snoop Dogg was the American mascot for the 2024, was it 2024 Olympics, right?
Mm-hmm. The recent one, the just gone.
Yeah. Man, what a time. The Olympics, which was all right to watch, to be fair.
Yeah, we watched a bit, didn't we?
Yeah. Snoop Dogg was just... I don't think I've ever seen any other country have a human mascot.
Yeah, but that's America. But they're crazy like that.
There's lots of crazy countries where America's concerned, and some of them are good friends with America.
To be fair, we are the kind of country that would have some crazy mascots.
Remember, we have a Burns that walks around with a crown on his head.
Yeah, that's so true.
And
also, Boris Johnson was Prime Minister, and he's basically a mascot of his own making, isn't he? With all this foolish zip wire, flag waving nonsense that he was doing.
Boris Johnson, definitely. If you told me he went to actual Hogwarts, I'd be like, yeah. He looks like a madman.
He looks like something from a Roald Dahl book.
Boris Johnson almost is like, sometimes I think on reflection, it's like English people saying like, blood, we don't care, bruv. We don't even care, because it's so shit here. Like, we might as well be entertained by the foolishness if we're going to be like...
I actually think that's a humble thing. I think I do think people are like, well, he's funny, isn't he? No.
Well, he can be funny as he wants, man. I don't want to pay for it, innit?
Yeah, there's not waste of time, Boris Johnson, anyway, because... Boom.
Was he there?
Where?
At the inauguration.
I don't know. I've not seen him on any of the lists. Priti Patel was, or is, and
Suella Braverman attended as well.
And Lawrence Fox.
Lawrence Fox, who I don't know what his political leanings are. Was Andrew Tate there? Was he on house arrest still?
Isn't he on house arrest somewhere in Romania?
I'm living... My life is a comic book.
Running the UK Lab Party, whatever it's called.
Life is a comic book.
Oh, the Brog Party.
Yeah, the Brog Party. Life is a comic book, and this is a joke.
Yes.
There is a brother who looks like he is a final boss in Double Dragon with a body dragon tattoo and a bald head with sports cars, who is also a pimp. That's what Andrew Tate is. Andrew Tate is an antagonist in a computer game, and he is running a political party as well. These are unprecedented times, to be honest, and more of that, please. I guess because. So Snoop Dogg went from being the mascot to then doing it. I'm very sure he would have been handsomely remunerated for And, it just seems that I'm not sure if it's the anticipation of America's hardship following the pandemic or just a twisting of values, because obviously of the scale of influence from having Donald Trump as president previously. Because there's been a lot of African American celebrities that have just endorsed Donald Trump out of nowhere. Rick Ross also attended. Nelly also attended.
50 Cent.
50 Cent has definitely pledged his allegiance to the Republican Party, as being pictured with Lauren Boebert, who was arrested. Oh no, she kicked out of a cinema for giving her boyfriend at the time a handjob in the cinema. And so
that is so funny.
And she wasn't even like in the thing slyly. She was like, bait could be seen. People like, stop doing it. Shut your mouth, blood.
Yeah.
And they got kicked out. So she actually became belligerent and when she was not able to finish singing. I think one of her kids got arrested as well. It's just, I don't know, man. It writes itself when you really think about, and maybe this is why, the entertainment industry is struggling at the moment, is that, the truth is so much stranger than fiction that you just can't really keep up. Only joking, it's because of the fact that people do not want to invest in this and are now trying to get AI to create instead of letting human beings do it. Meanwhile, while everybody was attending Donald Trump's inauguration and living their lives, who knows? It was behind closed doors. But a lot of attendees that are from the tech industry, I guess we'll find out the outcome of that very soon. But yeah, as you say, I imagine that there will be a 90-day extension to the TikTok ban.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where, they might have a chance to appeal, which and see how that benefits him. So, America first. Go fuck yourself, innit?
Mm-hmm.
While people was enjoying that, Jeremy Corbyn was being interviewed under caution, alongside some other geriatric people attending a
geriatric.
Other geriatrics, yeah, because it was like,
is that like a rude word?
No.
You can say geriatric. It's not like
you can say geriatric.
Derogatory.
Don't say geriatric pregnancy like Kevin Samuels used to say to women in their.
That's what the NHS say to women.
I know they do. But
women over 35. That's what the
he used to almost be like using it as a subtitle for someone's name.
Oh my god.
They'd be like, how old? They'd be like, oh, so you're a geriatric pregnancy, and you're just like,
that is rude.
Allow her to maybe find out from a maybe
professional.
From
even though
obstetrician, mate.
Yeah, that's not. It's 35 is not geriatric, but
only for pregnancy.
I think my mum said when she was pregnant back in the 80s, that 30 or 32 was geriatric. That's crazy.
Well, do you know what? I don't really see and say how it's crazy to assume that women can have children up to the age of 32, especially now, because obviously as we discussed earlier on in the show about like how hard breastfeeding is and just how, listen, I just want to just a quick PSA, if you will, please, for the duration for this quick bit aside, to say, if you are white and you are a patriot who does identify with any of, for example, Nigel Farage's sentiments regarding prescience of white Anglo-Saxons in the UK, blood, but this man don't want maternity leave. He don't give a fuck about you, man. If white lives matter, you have to ask yourself, when white women are bringing other pure white children into the world upon these white indigenous British Isles, why they are not at least given, on the basis of maybe being indigenous or having their nationality being ethnically English, why don't they get like time off, maternity leave? Because a lot of the ideologues that have attended Trump's inauguration,
you mean
for example,
paid maternity leave?
Yeah. Or supported maternity leave, because some people maybe get pregnant and they may not have had a job.
Mm-hmm. True.
So it's one of them ones. Mm-hmm. And I'm just saying that in the interest in propagating numbers of white people, as per a lot of the white replacement theory, a lot of these people identify with, make it a bit easy for a white woman to have a child, is what I'm trying to say. If you are a white person, you should ask yourself why that's not happening for you. Because I'm not trying to.
You're going to be writing the Broad Party's policies for them.
Listen, if there's jobs going, there's jobs going, because apparently Snoop Dogg don't give a shit. So we're just out here, everyone just securing the bag. That So that is Hail Satan, basically. That's what that means, isn't it? Slightly.
What?
Secure the bag, blood.
Yeah, so true.
Because obviously, when you think about it as a turn of phrase, it's almost like a robbery, innit? Like the idea is that the money is like it's a heist.
Secure the bag over everything.
Yeah, man. And I don't know. That's it's the 2020s version of Get Rich or Die Trying.
How apt.
Yeah, because 50 cents there as well. You get me?
Yeah.
But as you were saying, Jeremy Corbyn attended a peace rally, a pro-Palestinian peace rally, following the declaration of a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. And he was interviewed for attending a rally where they were lighting candles
And carrying flowers.
In remembrance of the innocent lives that were lost in the duration of this conflict and genocide. And it's mad that there are people out here who've actually committed crimes and been convicted of them that can become world leaders, and some people just for laying down reeds and laying down flowers are now being scrutinized by police, who themselves are known for being ardent opposition to the apartheid in South Africa, for example. So I was surprised. Anyway, I don't know, Jeremy Corbyn, definitely free Jeremy Corbyn, because I mean, he, in my opinion, and I might as well make it clear what my position is, might be one of the last real ones alive.
I was going to say,
if not
he's pretty much the only real one.
Well,
no, he's not. But
he's not.
He's one of the last collected.
But he's but he's one of the old guard.
Yeah.
And so to be quite honest, I feel like it is kind of we shouldn't diminish what some other people are trying to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have my thoughts about what you can do from the inside, but the thing, Belle Ribeiro,
yes,
and Zara Sultana,
yeah,
Dawn, obviously Dawn Butler as well, Bellas.
Yeah, man.
Apart from my Don from Clapton on Sea, man.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name was now.
Sorry, bro, but he'll come to me. Please, we'll just have to update that. But it's politics, man. I'll be honest with you, people. It's been frequently advised that I stay away from politics in general.
His name was Javan Owusu-Nepal.
Javan Owusu-Nepal, like, what a fantastic name. So shout out to where you are. Javan, if you would like to appear on this podcast, please do get in touch. Or if you are somebody who knows Javan and you'd like to appear on this podcast, please do get in touch. I'd love to pick your brain. I would definitely welcome a discussion to hear more about your thoughts on politics and what your intentions are. And I don't mean that in terms for me to scrutinize you. You're doing big things, bro. So, yes.
I think I think Clive Lewis is also.
Also,
I think he's reasonably good.
From Green?
He was in the Labour Party, but I think he left.
We're trying, Well, I make it very clear. I'm not just depending on the Labour Party to produce.
No, because I love Caroline Lucas.
Yes, the Green Party. Big it up. But as I said, what we're doing is keeping more on the Green side and me staying away from parties, because everyone's like, don't do politics. So, speaking of me avoiding politics, what else have we been doing that is all laid back and nice and superficial and stuff, so nobody feels threatened by my narrative?
We've been doing a jigsaw. What? It's fun.
We have been doing jigsaw. Jigsaws are fun. See, this is the thing. Our senses are so bombarded by the world we live in today that being able to have something that is a point of focus like a jigsaw just feels like a holiday for your mind.
It really does.
It is. I need to recommend it. I am somebody who definitely has had my fair share of troubles with management of technological devices and the assault on your senses that it can cause, and it has led to a number of familial and professional problems. More on that as the season goes along. But yeah, we've been doing a puzzle.
Yeah.
Our puzzle is about a festival, and it's also a festival with like puzzles, where you have these pictorial puzzles, and you have to work out based on those pictures, like catchphrase. 100 bands that would be attending this festival. I'm doing okay. When I used to work in an office, you know, you ever used to get those kind of puzzles that you could like do like with your friends as a circular and see what everybody worked out. When I used to work at Auto Trader, sometimes we would send around like these things where it'd be like this kind of picture, and you'd have to like type it in on like a chain email.
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Of course, there is a large amount of years between us.
Yeah, but I still know how the internet works.
But yeah, but when you send an email,
yeah,
you just send somebody the picture like a PDF.
Yeah,
and then you would just fill it in. But as in, you'd have it. You know, you have a chain email with your friends anyway.
Yeah, but what's the picture of?
It would just be a picture of like a collage of London or something, and then you'd have to work out the bands based on like the car or like other things that appear. The same thing as the puzzle.
Right.
It's not a puzzle.
Okay. I thought you meant like you know that game when you fold the paper over and you'd like half draw a picture.
No.
And I was like, I don't know how that game works. I've been to primary school.
Oh, goodness. No, but I meant that's the kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes you send down riddles and stuff, and these are the only things that would be of any interest to me at work in an office. What's the point?
Because offices suck.
I mean, to us.
Yes, to us. Sorry. We also have been watching The Traitors.
I was gonna say that. Yeah. Speaking of politics and politicking, I have recently got into The Traitors. I had ignored the previous 2 seasons.
Yes.
Because I felt like for me, I have, and actually this is kind of maybe snobbery, yeah. I feel like I don't like to indulge in like reality shows where you are rewarded for your poor display of morality, and that is a misconception of what The Traitors is. The Traitors is a game, and it's a game that can be very fun, but the part that brings the most fun is watching other people confuse their biases, their insecurities, their superiority and or inferiority complexes as logic. And it's quite funny because and the reason why it's good is because it's an interesting human experiment.
Yeah.
That allows us to glean about people's characters and what they interpret as personality traits versus like various different complexes. So it's actually quite a good psychological study. And it's just funny.
It's funny.
Claudia Winkleman, you've done it.
Yeah.
Again.
There was a comment about how in the series they've clearly tried to pick female traitors because in the previous series I
didn't know nothing about that.
You didn't know nothing about that, but there was a tendency for men to be picked as traitors, and then when some traitors left, more men got picked by the other men in the team. So it was very rare that there would be a female traitor, and that was themed because men don't think women are like smart enough. I don't know, or
are treacherous men. The kind of men that don't think women are capable of deceit.
Maybe that's kind of saying that men think virtuously of women when I think it's probably more that they think that they can club together with men better than they can club together with women. I am not going to challenge that. Yeah. I just think that's probably very true, but I have no frame of reference because since I've been watching the traitors are women, and it's very entertaining because they are very good. Shout out to Mina.
Are we giving plot spoilers away? Yeah, shout out to Mina, man. You are amazing at the job. It's been very entertaining to watch. I hope you're enjoying it. At time of recording, you're still in the castle.
We're in the final. We're about to start the final week. So
you can hear the excitement in H's voice. This is the first time I'm watching the season, which I do enjoy. She's getting crazy. I do want to say this on the side though. This has been a fantastic series, and again, I think it shows that every now and again you can get a very good idea that appeals to people's historic senses of, good programming and old things like human experiments that are reminiscent of like Channel 4, for example.
Mm-hmm. And also just a good puzzle.
But a good puzzle.
A good mystery. That's a good
murder mystery thing. A murder mystery that also has such broad appeal. Mm-hmm. It can be done, BBC, if you put your fucking mind to it.
And I like the traitors that it always has like a good capsule of different types of people.
It does.
Like different ages, different races, different religions.
I mean, Big Brother's the same.
Well, no, not the new Big Brother. The new Big Brother, they put that Emma lady in, and she was like 50, and they were like, she's the older person in the group, and everyone else was like in their 30s or like mostly younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not like a representation of society, is it? There's no like 60-year-olds in there.
No.
I'm sure if you rang my mum up and said, do you want to go in the Big Brother house, she'd be like, yes, please.
Well, it's all this animosity coming from Big Brother all of a sudden.
No, I'm just saying the Traitors is
Yeah.
good because it includes like a lot of different people.
Oh, the speaking, it went good. I said it was the old Big Brother was like that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
And then
We learned nothing from the books we read out last week.
Huh?
Did we learn nothing from the books we read out last week?
funny. They're still here. Yes, it's good, man. I just find it very entertaining, and I can see where, and it just shows you that if people concentrate on something, it can actually be a very good show. But 'cause you could do celebrity traitors, which I'm sure people would like to see.
The American one is more celebrity. I think. I thought I heard whisperings that the UK was doing a more celebrity-based one, and I swear Alexandra Burke was in it. Like, I feel like I've seen this somewhere, a list somewhere. But the American one is all like previous people that have been on Real Housewives and The Big Brother there and Survivor and all those types of things. And then there was like a box. Devontae Wilder was on there. Ekin Su was in there. Even John Burkow was in there, like last year. So they are like more celebrity type or pop like popular figure type people in the American.
Otherwise, people in America wouldn't give a shit.
But it's filmed in the same castle.
Yeah,
it's filmed in the UK.
Americans are still wouldn't be, because they wouldn't give a shit. Because if they did, Americans wouldn't watch it if it was just regular people.
Really?
Well,
but sure they watch like things where they are regular people, like Big Brother. These people have to have come from somewhere.
I mean, Big Brother in the States is nowhere near as big.
It's not the same either.
Because also, it's in terms of reality TV, that is so much more broader in the States. Like in terms of like channels that specialize in reality-based formats. In America, it's just
a whole different kettle.
Yeah, because obviously we watched the Curse, and that's like they were supposed to be doing a reality show for like a property or moving channel.
Yeah, that's true.
Home channel. So
and wasn't his other one where it was like the house in the studio?
The rehearsal.
Wasn't that also meant to be a program?
Yeah,
that was such a good program, wasn't it?
Yeah, Nathan Fielder is the guy. Yeah, he's that man is a genius, I believe.
Yeah, I believe he's a certified genius.
Absolutely. Big up Nathan Fielder. Well, so, I mean, I feel like, how long have I been on here?
Don't know. Time's over there. I don't want to lean in too far.
Am I supposed to be looking?
On the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
42 minutes.
Okay, well, I mean, we're also watching Silo.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've just finished.
Probably cue that in a bit better, maybe.
Yeah. Because I also went like this and you could see my nose.
Just fade that part out, yeah?
I'll just cut.
So, as well as watching The Traitors, we've been watching Silo.
We have.
Silo is on Apple TV, or if you just stream stuff, then just find it in it.
On the internet.
On the internet, because this podcast does not endorse piracy, but it's not going to deny it exists.
Yes, exactly.
So, watch Silo, yeah. Don't pirate it, because I said so.
It's
pirate because you want to. Anyway, it's on Apple TV. It's a great show starring Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, and what's his name from Game of Thrones? The dad. I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah, and also Tim Robbins of Shawshank Redemptions. And,
I mean, it starts with Rashida Jones in it.
And David Oyelowo.
Yes, that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a great show that I believe it's in its second season.
It's just finished.
It's in its second season, and it has not disappointed.
It starts with.
It's based on a series of short novels from a trilogy, who I think is written by
Hugh Howey
yeah,
something like that.
Who is also the executive producer of the TV show.
Yeah.
But, I think even visually and stuff like that. Yeah, man, it's good.
It is good. It is really good. It's very interesting.
It's got Murder from Outlaws in it.
It does.
Myrna. Girls.
Another good program.
Look at who the actual name is, because she lives in Lucian, and if she ever listened to this podcast and heard me talking so previously about her very illustrious career, and be a madness.
Her name is Claire Perkins.
Claire Perkins, big up yourself for Silo. Excellent work. I said that you have a great American accent. So if anybody tells you differently, tell them to come and see me.
That's rude.
It is rude that they would even say something like that. I wouldn't even let them finish. Moving on. Silo is a great program. It's definitely worth a watch. A very sobering look about what could be the not so distant future for human beings if we continue our hostilities towards one another and the earth, is how I will introduce it. Plus it has Rashida Jones in it, but it is a very I think it's a very gripping show, very captivating. It's a good aesthetic as well, and yeah,
I think it's a creeper as well. I think the first few episodes you were like, oh, this is a bit slow, and then after about 3 episodes of the first series, I think you're like, oh, okay, I like where the story's going. And then it really hits at the end of the first series, and the second series starts off.
I must say that the cast is a very good, varied cast, and the characters in the program are actually quite well rounded.
I think so.
Which for the environment that they're in, it's very claustrophobic. So I think it does kind of work that you actually can, because it's such an enclosed space. You can almost like learn who people are very quickly. So I imagine, and this is me speculating, but if you were somebody working on Silo as an actor, you probably would get to know people quite quickly after a while.
Did you say it was filmed in the UK?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's got a lot of British actors.
But I think it might be, yeah. I know a friend of mine who did some great work on some clips for me, Andy Worthing, and he may have worked on it. I'm not sure we sent the NDA, so.
Ian Glenn is the name of the guy who I was thinking of.
Yes. Where is it filmed over?
I do want to know.
I think it's important to know.
It is filmed. Is it in Hertfordshire?
Yeah, so it's filmed in the UK. And if you were in the show, pick up yourself. It's a good show. Go on.
As I say, we're also starting to watch the second series of Severance.
If you've not seen Severance, which is also on Apple TV or on whatever, I don't know what you are watching in it, but if you've got the thing, then you can watch it, or you might be flying in a plane. I don't know. The point is, watch Severance. It's wicked.
You might be flying a plane?
Yeah?
Did you say you might be flying a plane?
Yeah. I got it downloaded, listening to his podcast, looking for hints and tips on the best shows.
That was a very, very specific reference.
Yeah.
That was not fully explained.
What do you mean?
But it was now. By the time you were just going to leave it at that.
That's what people do. They download a podcast and listen to them on flights.
I don't take enough flights to know that's what people do.
I'm doing my best. Come on.
No, that was not. That was yeah.
No, it wasn't. It's for me as well. It's a co-motivator, a cultivator. It's getting to that time, I think.
Any switch.
Severance
is great.
Severance is also great. The first episode was directed by Ben Stiller. I am lost for remembering the names of the cast of Severance. It's got the dude from Parks and Recreation. Adam Scott from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
It's also got
Christopher Walken's in it.
He's in it.
He's in
Outlaws.
Outlaws too.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Christopher Walken. You know I do.
Outlaws is a great show, by the way. If you mean, I'd love to be in that show. Stephen Merchant, but I have a feeling that won't happen. For a long time, Steve.
A man can dream.
A man can dream. Yes, he can.
There's lots of good people. The cast is really good in Severance.
It is good.
The set is really good because it is so basic and slick, but very good in that it seems like the details that you need to focus on are focused on well, and I don't know, I just like the look of it.
Okay. I do too.
Aesthetically, it's pleasing.
It is it's almost Kubrick-esque.
It's very bleak, and that it encapsulates how the
several-
program feels.
Yeah, so like kind of Space Odyssey-ish for me.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
It's
I like
really
it. I like it. If you want a recommendation on something to watch, then I definitely recommend Severance, and then rewatch it because we had no idea what was going on by the time season 2 came out. I think it's been like 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Don't do that again, please, or do what you want, man. If it's good TV, people wait for it, innit? So again,
It's been 2 years.
these things really do. Yeah, these are some standout shows, I think, and I recommend that you check them out. And yeah, I want to finish. Do I want to talk about this now? Basically, this will be a weird thing to finish on. Essentially, I imagine by now a lot of you are tired of hearing about the saga that has been the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. But Drake is now suing, and if you are still trying to find excuses for why this is okay for a rapper to do, then probably no point in going into this. I feel like I'm going to give this a lot more credence in another episode rather than try to skim over it. And
I don't think you need to give it more credence. I think it's quite a basic thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Drake's a pussy hole and that's it.
You need to chill out. But yeah, Drake, I feel like this is it, man. You've got to call it a day now, bro. How have you let it escalate this much, man? I guess maybe it's an address. I'm surprised that Drake didn't just end up joining the Trump administration.
Yeah.
Because
has there ever been another rap beef that's ended in a lawsuit?
no,
Yeah.
not like this for defamation.
Yes.
More like
isn't that what?
somebody got shot and then thing.
Yeah,
That's not even a lawsuit. That's a criminal. That's a capital case or criminal case, isn't
Yeah.
it? But yeah, never, ever, ever. So you want to make history, Drake? You most certainly have. I said I feel that's something to go into now. We're going to bring it to an end. This has been a pleasure, guys. We are easing back into this new season and trying to take it real easy and trying to keep the boat kind of easy in these very hard times. I want to say at this particular point, I want to thank you if you are supporting the podcast, and please continue to do so. Please share it with any other like-minded people that you think would enjoy it, or show off to people that you don't like that you get to enjoy something good and they're fucking idiots. Currently, as you know, guys, as well as being a podcaster and an occasional actor and writer, I'm also a comedian. At the moment, it's not as easy to gig for some cancellation-based reasons, which I will go into one day when the time is right. But that being said, I would welcome any support you guys are prepared to give. We will be setting up a paywall in order to provide our fans with more rewards and content. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, we're just having fun right now. Enjoying ourselves. It's been me and my co-DH.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening, man. And please, if you do have any concerns or anything you want to discuss, let me know, because we're trying to ease into it, but we're going to get there, because interesting times right now. And as a citizen of the world, you need to be plugged into what's happening. Thank you very much for listening. Peace.